Hi everyone, I am Aparna and today we will discuss about Hacktoberfest. Okay, I have already discussed about what is open source project or software. It is free of cost, publicly accessible, free to use and modify. Anyone can make changes to it as well as it is free to distribute. Okay. So as I already told that anyone can make changes to these projects, but now the question comes, why should you make changes to these projects? Why should you contribute to open source projects? So the first benefit is you gain confidence as a developer because for example, if you contribute to a JavaScript project, then your skills as your JavaScript skills will enhance, right? And the second benefit is network and collaboration because as you are contributing to others projects, you will get to interact with many people. Okay, and so you get a chance for collaboration and you can also learn from them. And as your network enhances, you will receive more job opportunities. And also your GitHub profile and contributions will act as a resume. Okay, will make your resume outstand, I would say. Okay, and if you contribute to open source projects, it will also improve your soft skills because you get to interact with many people, right? And one of the benefit of contributing to open source project is you can get achievement badges from GitHub. Okay, and also you can win some swags or rewards like t-shirts, stickers, etc. if you participate in Hacktoberfest, etc. Okay. So now the question comes, what is Hacktoberfest? It is a month-long event that occurs every year in October, and it is a good chance to win cool swags by contributing to open source. And total of about 40,000 swags are distributed each year. Okay, and they reward to both contributors and maintainers. The registration date for Hacktoberfest is 26th of September to 31st of October. So today is 24th of September, and from day after tomorrow the registration is starting. Okay. And now the question comes, who can participate? I have seen most of the people saying that open source is just for developers. You need to be good at coding if you want to contribute, right? But this is not correct. This is just a myth, and I would say open source is for everyone, be it developers or non-developers, coders or non-coders. Okay. So what are the prerequisites to participate in Hacktoberfest? It's just your zeal to learn and collaborate with others, and some basic knowledge of Git and GitHub is required. Okay. There is no age criteria or no skills criteria. People of any age and any skills are welcome. Okay. And now the question comes, how to participate and win swags in Hacktoberfest. You can participate in either of these ways. You can either participate as a contributor or as a maintainer of the project. How to participate as a contributor? First, you have to register anytime between 26th of September to 31st of October. Okay. And you have to create pull requests on any GitHub or GitLab hosted project, and that project must be participating in Hacktoberfest. Okay, if the project is not participating in Hacktoberfest and if you are contributing to that project, you will not earn the swags. Okay, you will not win swags, right? And the project maintainer should approve or merge your PRs. Okay, if your pull request is not merged or not approved by the maintainers, then you will not receive the rewards. Okay, and you should have at least 4 pull or merge requests between October 1st and October 31st. So you have a time limit of 1 month. You can go on and contribute, right? And there are some guidelines which you need to follow. Your pull request or merge request should be in a repository tagged with Hacktoberfest topic or labeled as Hacktoberfest accepted. That means you have to first search for those projects that have topic as Hacktoberfest. Okay, like for example, in this screenshot, you can see this is a project named as the algorithms JavaScript. Okay, and where you will find the topics will be there below the about section. Okay, here is the about section. This is about this project, and below this about section you have these tags, right? These are nothing but these are topics. Okay, and you have to first search for Hacktoberfest topic or label. Label means um, every project has some issues, right? And there will be labels on the issues, like some issues will be related to some bugs, or some issues will be related to a new feature, or some issues will be regarding documentation. Okay, so these are nothing but these are labels or the categories, you can say. Okay, so either you have the topic of Hacktoberfest or the issues must be labeled as Hacktoberfest accepted. Then only you should contribute to those projects in Hacktoberfest in order to receive the rewards. Okay. And the second guideline is all your PRs or MRs, pull request or merge request, should be public. If it is private, then it is not an open source project, right? It is not an open source contribution. So they should be public and must be created between October 1st and October 31st. So you have 1 month of time. Okay. And your pull request or merge request must not be spammy and must not be labeled as invalid. So these must be valid, and you have to avoid submitting bad quality PR or MRs. Like for example, uh, multiple pull or merge requests for the same issue are considered as bad quality. Okay, because these are unnecessary. So these are the guidelines you need to follow. And as I already told that open source is for everyone, so you can also contribute um, if you are a non-coder. Okay, so these are the types of low or non-coding contributions you can do. You can write a technical documentation, or you can do testing. Okay, or you can also participate in talks or presentations, or you can write technical blog posts, case studies, translating, copy editing, user experience like UI UX testing, or okay, and graphic design. These all you can also contribute to Hacktoberfest. Okay, now I was telling about uh, like you have to at least submit 4 pull requests, right, in order to receive swags. So now what is a pull request? I will tell all these things in detail in my playlist, but I'm just um, giving a brief overview on all these things. Okay, because Hacktoberfest is approaching. Okay, so this is just a brief video. Okay, I will tell all these topics in detail in my upcoming videos. So what is a pull request? It's just a request to ask for approval for the changes you did from the maintainers of that project, because as I told, as a contributor, you are not supposed to directly make changes to the open source projects. You have to first request from the maintainers. Okay, so the request is called a pull request. And how to create a pull request? The steps are, the first step is you have to fork that project. Like for example, I have this project. Okay, and at the top of this project you can see the button of fork. Okay, if you click on this fork button, it will create a copy of this project into your GitHub account. Okay, Like for example, my username of GitHub is Aparna2071. So this project which I am forking will create a copy in Aparna2071. Okay. And the next step is clone. Cloning means copying the code of open source project into local machine, that is into laptop or PC. So the difference between fork and clone is fork means copying the code into GitHub account. Okay, and cloning means copying the code into local machine, that is laptop or PC. Okay. So how to clone a project? After it has been forked, it will come to your GitHub account. That means it has come to my GitHub account, that is Aparna2071. Okay, and here you can see the option of code. Okay, in green. If you click on this code, you will get an HTTPS URL. Okay, if you copy this URL and go to the command prompt, okay, create a new folder where you want to save the project, and go to the command prompt and then use the command git clone and copy this URL. Okay, so clone that will copy the code of this open source project into your laptop or PC. Okay, the first step is fork, then clone. Then after cloning is done, you need to prepare the development environment. That means you have to read the contributing.md file or the readme.md file of that project. Okay, and I would recommend you to read contributing.md, code of conduct.md and readme.md files. Okay, because these contain the guidelines to be followed for contribution. Okay, and the next step is go to the folder where the code of the project is saved, okay, or cloned, and there create a new branch before making the changes to the repository on your local. Okay, to create a new branch you have to use the command git checkout -b and then branch name. And creating a new branch is preferred because uh, if you will make the changes on the same branch, on the main or the master branch, then it can also affect the main or the master branch. Okay, so it is recommended to create a new branch before making changes. Okay, and then after creating the new branch, you have to make the changes in the code that you have cloned on your system. Okay, open the code that you have cloned on VS Code or any editor and then make some changes. Okay, and then you have to take the changes to the staging area. Staging area is nothing but it's an area before the commit area. Okay, commit area means where the changes are saved, and if earlier the changes are unsaved, okay, and the unsaved changes will move to the staging area, and after the staging area they will move to the commit area. That means they will be saved. Okay, then you have to commit the changes using git commit -m and then message will contain what changes you are doing to this project. Okay, or in this pull request what changes you are doing. Then the next step is you have to push the changes from your local PC to your GitHub repository, because you are making changes in your laptop or PC right now. Okay, but the pull request has to be made on GitHub. Okay, so you have to push those changes from your laptop or PC to the GitHub repository. So to do this, you have a command git push origin and then branch name. Okay, and then after that you will uh, get something like this, like compare and pull request, that is shown in green, okay, on your GitHub account. And when you will click on this compare and pull request, this will create a pull request for you. Okay, so these were the steps how you can create a pull request and contribute to Hacktoberfest. Okay. Now you can also participate in Hacktoberfest as a maintainer. As a contributor, I have already discussed. Now you can also participate as a maintainer. So to participate as a maintainer, you first need to have a project or an open source project, I would say. Okay. And on which people will contribute. Okay. So your open source project will have to contain Hacktoberfest topic. Okay, Hacktoberfest topic has to be added, and if you have some issues in your project, then those issues must be labeled as Hacktoberfest. Okay, and the second guideline is you have to add the contributing.md and code of conduct files. These files will contain the guidelines for the contributors. Okay, like how should they contribute, and make the readme.md file more beginner friendly to others. Okay, and now you will invite the contributors to contribute to your project, and after they contribute to your project you have to review their pull request or merge request. Okay, and if their changes are good enough, you will approve those changes, and you will approve those changes by using the labels. The label you will use is Hacktoberfest accepted. Okay, and if the changes are not valid, then you will label them as invalid, and if they are spammy, then you will have to add a spam label. Okay, and you have to complete at least 4 maintainer actions to be eligible for rewards. So what are the maintainer actions? Maintainer actions are nothing but these are reviewing the pull request, creating the issues, and then um, adding the labels according to the pull request, like adding the Hacktoberfest accepted label to the valid pull request and adding the invalid label to the invalid pull request. Okay, so these are maintainer actions. So you need at least 4 maintainer actions. Okay, thank you. Bye bye.